Welcome into the PHNX Bets Daily Podcast presented by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. I'm Johnny Venerable. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, leave a 5-star review. I am joined on this Natty Monday, National Title Monday, by Iron Mike Luke of PHNX Wildcats. Mike, how are you, sir?
Not too bad, Johnny. How are you doing? Anything going on in the Cardinal world?
Not good things, all bad,
Yeah.
but thankfully we're not going to talk about that today. We'll have plenty of time to preview that shit storm next Monday and the lines that follow it. But today is a college football kind of culmination. Unfortunately, your Wildcats did not make the national championship game.
Just missed
it. Yeah. Refs, officials, bias against the Pac-12. We'll get into all that. But unfortunately, Mike, what I have to do today, I promised him I would. Shane is not here. He's actually at the national championship game in Indianapolis. So, who knows if we're going to hear from him in the next 24 hours.
Is he really?
But
nice.
The man he is, yeah. But the man went 7 for 7 on his picks on Friday.
I saw that.
And while I don't like to tout his success because usually we're talking about me and what I've accomplished here. And unfortunately, that's not the case today. My picks were pretty subpar. So Jacob, our producer Jacob, can we see Shane's Sunday slappers? Somehow he got the Texans, Seahawks, and Steelers all correct. That Seahawks +7 line, we talked about how egregious that was. He hit the under because Cincinnati, none of their players were playing. So, yeah, he went 4 for 4, and both of his props also hit with Trev Dog and Ty Johnson. But to me, the most impressive one, he had Jacksonville as his lock +15. By the way, my lock hit too, but we're not going to talk about that. He almost took the Jags money line. The Jaguars have not lost to the Colts at home dating back to 2015.
Right.
We both went jagging off, but he had the guts to take it as his lock. So I got to give my man Shane love. He went 7 for 7. He isn't in the comments. I thought he would be. He will be back on bets presumably tomorrow. But Mike, it's just an unfortunate part of the gig when I have to give my co-host the props.
Yeah, you know what, especially too. But how much of it was he relying on his parents, though, for those? You don't know. You have to rely on your own picks, being that you live at home, Johnny.
Yes, absolutely. I'm the head of my house, unlike Shane. I get my gambling takes, from my blood, sweat, and tears. So we don't know if those came from mom and dad. We just don't know. But what we do know is we got a hell of a game to preview tonight, national championship game, the rematch of the SEC title game between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs. Mike, our college football savant, I will give you the floor as to what you're looking for in this game and where you're going to be putting your dollars.
The stat that everybody keeps throwing around is that I think this is the 5th time in the modern era where a team has played there's been a rematch of two teams that played earlier in the season. And the team that won earlier is 0-4 in that game, in the national championship game. Now, I look for that to continue here. I think that first game when they played, I think that was a real wake up call for Georgia. It's hard to say that you never taken Alabama seriously, but I think they walked into that game thinking this is the year, and they just looked totally out of place. And again, when you should never go in there like that against Alabama. And honestly, to me, this is a game where I think Georgia's just a better football team. Alabama certainly handled them in that first game, but Alabama's had a lot more shaky moments this year than Georgia has outside of that game. I realize I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth because, well, when they did play, Alabama looked better. I also like the under in this game. When games get like this, anytime it's in the 50s, and I know it's college football, it's a little bit different. I think Georgia's defense is going to have a much better performance than it did in that first game. And Georgia's offense, while solid, doesn't really scare me. So those are my 2 picks.
Oh man!
Slap me down, Johnny. Where am I wrong?
I'm going to go on the opposite end. But before I do, I want to remind you all to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that promo code PHNX and bet just $5 on any football team, college or pro. So tonight, it will behoove you to bet $5 to win $200 in free bets. If they're victorious, that's promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 or over, Arizona only. Gambling problems, call 1-800-NEXT-STEPS. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. All right. Well, I hate to do this to you, Mike. Jacob, go ahead and throw my picks on the screen.
Wow, okay.
I am taking Bama plus 2.5. We did not plan this, and I'm actually also taking the over. Kirby Smart is 0-4 against Nick Saban. Nick Saban given ample time to prepare against a coach like this. I'm so confident they're going to win. I'm taking plus 850. Bama to win by more than 2 touchdowns, 13 to 18 points, which you can also utilize on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Because they're college players, we can't really get into props as it relates to first touchdowns, that kind of thing. But if you're feeling like I am and you think Alabama could blow them out or win substantially, you can bet plus 850 on that tonight. Here's what I will say. Go ahead.
Do we forever give up on Kirby Smart if this happens?
Yeah, you can't take them seriously ever again. And I do think these are the 2 best teams in the country, obviously. Both have 1 loss in the best conference in college football. But I am just, at the end of the day, if you're giving me Bryce Young, I get the better quarterback and head coach. I don't care what else goes into it. The only time, and I talked to Shane about this a little bit on Friday, the only time Nick Saban loses these games, SEC title game, playoff games, national championship games, the opposition has to have a transcendent player at quarterback.
Like
you have to have, a Cam Newton, a Deshaun Watson, right? A Tim Tebow in his prime, a Johnny Manziel. Stetson Bennett is a nice college player, right? 5'11", 190. He is not the kind of athlete at that position. And I'm not even talking about pro prospect, just an elite college quarterback. You have to be that way to beat Nick Saban. And I think I think Georgia has better players. I think they have more NFL talent. I think when we fast forward to the NFL draft in late April, they're going to have upwards of, their entire front 7 drafted in the first couple of rounds. That's great. But I'm taking Bryce Young, his 45 touchdowns. I'm taking Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time, plus 2.5. That's easy money for me. Sorry, Mike. That's just where my heart is today.
All right. No, I can't listen. I can't. You guys are the experts. I'm merely the fill-in right here. I can't wait for this game, though, to be honest with you, because I think you hit the nail on the head right there, Johnny. These are the 2 best teams in the country. I hate saying that because it really annoys me that the SEC always gets 2 teams, it seems, into the college football playoffs. It's always like, well, you got to put 2 SEC teams in there. And I was really hoping that these 2 teams would lose, but they destroyed and smacked the heck out of both those teams. These are the 2 best teams. And I think, when you're a sports fan, that's really what you want.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going
to be fascinated, though, to follow this because we have very different picks on this.
And we did not plan it that way, but hopefully our arguments went a long way for those watching. But I do want to take a message from the Arizona Department of Health. Children 5 or older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine is the best tool we have to reduce the chances of getting sick with COVID-19. The vaccine can reduce the risk of being hospitalized or dying from the disease. Safe, free, and highly effective COVID vaccines are, and they're available through Arizona. You can visit azhealth.gov/find vaccine for a location near you to make sure we are all healthy and able to stay out of the hospital. And then a quick pivot, Mike, what do you got cooking for us at gophnx.com?
Okay, we got coming up today, we've got, unlike ASU that doesn't have a real recruiting class, the Arizona Wildcats do have a recruiting class, top 20 in the nation. Rayshon Luke, Army All-American Bowl MVP, not related to me. A lot of people are saying.
Not slow player.
Not slow, not yet. Basically, not a lot of physical comparisons right there. He's coming on there. He's making his media debut today at 3:30. So Rayshon Luke he'll be joining us. We got all the links out. We'll keep linking it out. So looking forward to that one for sure.
Mike's crushing it with his coverage, PHNX Wildcats. You can find that on our plethora of channels via our Go PHNX, PHNX Sports YouTube page. You can also check out gophnx.com for the written word exclusives. You can sign up for a monthly membership, dip your toe in for 50 cents every month following $8.99, or you can save a little bit of coin on the front end, $59.88 for the year. You're going to get a free t-shirt from our PHNX merchandise locker. Hang with Mike, myself, our talented peers in the PHNX Social Lounge Discord. You get premium video content, all of that good stuff. The last plug, Mike, I want to make before we sign off for today, the Arizona Cardinals, not doing so hot. Cheerson Susel and I are going to talk about that 2 p.m. today on PHNX Cardinals. But via our PHNX Cardinals Twitter account right now, we're not auctioning off a Kyler Murray signed jersey. We're straight up giving it away. Check out PHNX_Cardinals at Twitter. All you have to do to have a chance to win the signed K1 jersey, you got to follow the check. You got to retweet the tweet, and then you just got to tag 3 Cardinal fans in the replies. We're going to pick a winner this time next week. Check that out at PHNX_Cardinals. Mike, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for
always,
hopping on, my man.
Yeah, anytime you need me, bro. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Go ahead, like this video, follow us, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, get us wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.